Hey, welcome back. I just wanted to do a quick book review. I don't have the book, so I'm just gonna. I only got the Kindle version from Amazon. So I'll just use my phone. It's called Daring Greatly by Brene Brown, and it is an excellent book. If you haven't heard of Brene Brown, she's got a PhD, and I believe it's called grounded therapy or grounded. What is it? I had it until I needed to tell you, obviously. Uh, Grounded something research. Grounded theory research is what it is, not therapy. Grounded theory research. And she's been doing it for, it seems like about 15 years. And she's written 3 New York Times bestsellers. This is one of them, Daring Greatly. So the whole concept of this book is sort of based around the same topics. Her books are all sort of on the same topics that she's been studying for that entire time of her after becoming a social worker. Shame and vulnerability are her kind of specialty topics, and those encompass a ton of information and stuff. So that's why she's been able to write multiple books. They're all wonderful, packed with information. Daring Greatly is about the. It's based on the Teddy Roosevelt quote, and I didn't memorize it, and I'm not going to try and find it in my phone. But basically, the idea is, we shouldn't worry about all the people that are not in the arena fighting, right? Like all those critics that are standing outside just pointing fingers and saying, "Oh, look how bad you did this," or how weak you are at this, or any of those types of things. Those aren't the people that count. Their voices don't matter at all. It's the ones that are in the ring, the ones that are bruised and battered and beaten down by the fight, right? That are going places. Their opinions matter, and you want to have feedback from multiple different people, right? And you're gonna get feedback from multiple different people. If you're sticking your neck out there, people are gonna speak up sometimes, right? But that's the essence of the human experience, is to connect through sticking your neck out there, being vulnerable, right? Whether it's in a relationship or in a business or in a sport or in a art or whatever. Whenever you put yourself into something wholeheartedly, is the word she uses, wholeheartedly put yourself into something, people are going to notice, some are going to critique, and others are really going to connect to you. And that's an important piece of it, right? In my experience in life, whenever I've stuck my neck out there, the vast majority of people don't even notice. They don't care. Even if they did notice, they're like, meh, they forget about it in this next minute, right? There's a small percentage that criticize, point fingers, make fun of, whatever. Thumbs down on YouTube or, whatever. Write a nasty comment on the post or whatever it is. Make a mean comment. But then there's a decent percentage, it's still small, but a decent percentage that really connect with whatever it is. And they appreciate it, and they're encouraging, and they're supportive, and all this stuff, right? Because they have the same trials or struggles with the same things, right? It could be struggles in, I'm trying to go from point A to point B. It could be struggles with marital problems. It could be struggles with addiction. It could be struggles with whatever it is. Other people share it, and a lot of them are going to appreciate you shedding some light on it, right? So it's an interesting topic and an interesting book. But I highlighted so many things in here. I wrote a few of them on my little book article on my website, bronsonwilkes.com, if you want to go read it there. There's no way I was going to just put all the quotes in there that I highlighted, but I feel like you can kind of judge a book by the amount of times you highlight the little nuggets of gold, right? And I highlighted a ton of stuff in this book. But I feel like these couple that I'm going to share with you right now kind of wrap up to some degree the idea of this book. And she's a teacher, Brene Brown, at Houston, University of Houston. And so she was talking, and I believe this is when she went to like some teenagers. So she was in there, and she said, when I asked them to describe the key to learning, one girl gave the following reply, while the others passionately nodded their heads and said, yes, that's it, and exactly. And here's the quote. There are times when you can ask questions or challenge ideas, but if you've got a teacher that doesn't like that, or the kids in the class make fun of people who do that, it's bad. I think most of us learn that it's best to just keep your head down, your mouth shut, and your grades high. This applies to a lot of things in life. Obviously, this is teenagers in school, but there are so many times that we feel like that our shame of everyone else's eyeballs watching. And what if I screw up or say something stupid and then they have a response? Gosh, I can't help but notice how freaking bright red my lips are, like I got lipstick on. I've been sick lately, and so even though I've been drinking like a gallon a day, I feel like I'm still dehydrated. So here's many pages later. She says, now as I begin my 15th year of teaching at the University of Houston, I always tell my students, if you're comfortable, I'm not teaching and you're not learning. It's going to get uncomfortable in here, and that's okay. It's normal and it's part of the process. Next page, the big challenge for leaders is getting our heads and hearts around the fact that we need to cultivate the courage to be uncomfortable and to teach the people around us how to accept discomfort as a part of growth. You ever wonder why you're not growing? You ever wonder why some people that you went to school with that seemed like they're about the same intelligent level of you as you, or even seemed like less, right? Seemed like they had fewer talents than you, or similar, and all of a sudden 5 to 10 years later you look at them like they're super wealthy and it looks like they got things together, and then here you are just kind of the same. You ever wonder? You ever think about that? Well, it's because they get uncomfortable. They'll do things that comfortable people won't do. They learn. They've continued to learn. They put their necks out there. They're not as worried, or at least they don't listen to as much of the critics. They listen to the people that are in the ring, right? If you're listening to the people that are in the ring, whether it's in business or marriage or whatever, then you're going to get uncomfortable and you're going to learn. If you're listening to all the standbyers, the ones that are just watching and criticizing, that's also the level of knowledge and understanding you're going to gain. And the sad thing is there's not much connection there. The connection comes when we struggle together, and we succeed together, and we fail together, and we share the emotion around such things, right? We celebrate together, we cry together, we work together, put your nose down and grind together. You achieve it, you celebrate it. Like, connection is in that. Discussing the highs, the lows, the hurts, the growth, the comforts, the achievements, like discussing it, being vulnerable about it, sharing it, living your life out loud. Like, that's where connection comes. For example, in what I'm doing right now here on YouTube, majority of people that click on my videos will watch a minute or two and they'll click away. They don't care. They'll never come back. A few people will leave a comment saying that I'm, ridiculous, I'm a scammer, I'm something stupid. And then there's another percentage that are going to be like, I appreciate you sharing these ideas with me, or these books, or whatever, I had never thought of that, I appreciate it, or I read the book you recommended, and that's where we're going to connect, right? It's that sliver of people that I'm looking for. I want to hang out with those people. I want to be with you. I want to share with you, and I want to hear from you, right? I want to go somewhere together with you. That little sliver. And that's where connection happens, and the good life is. That's where we find health, wealth, love, and happiness, because we experience all the emotions that humans have, and we share them, and we kind of wear certain things on our sleeves with certain people, and get good feedback and good responses and things. So anyway, fabulous book. A good one for helping you to kind of overcome your fears, because most fears, or well, I shouldn't say that, but a lot of people's fears are heavily attached to their shame. Because fear is normal. Even if you're good at combating shame, you're going to feel fear. But a lot of people have the two so closely attached that the fear and the shame keep you from moving. They keep you down. They keep you from being who you should be, who you could be. They keep you from getting the life you want, right? So this is a brilliant book, and it's a part of my STEPS program as far as the recommended reading. You can go through my steps for free. Just go to bronsonwilkes.com and go to steps. And there's steps there, and I continue to add to them. Just the essential things that I found that successful people have taught me through books and talks and things like that, of how they got where they are, and the things that we need to do in order to kind of follow in their footsteps. So those are the steps. And under, step 3 or 4, I think both actually, is this book, recommended reading, Daring Greatly. Go grab it on Amazon. I'll put a link below if you want to buy it from Amazon. Go over to the website, read that article. If you've never been to the website, there's a list of, there's a videos tab that are not my videos. They're just people's videos I've come across that I think are super valuable for various things, right? Health, wealth, love, and happiness, and professionals in the fields, right? So you can learn from them. And I got a books list. It's still small at the moment, but I'm trying to add books like this regularly. I've read a bunch that I need to get on there, but anyway, go check it out. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys next time.